Let's at least get a recap of episode 3. I want to see what this looks like. Dustin and Dustin Mom. Oh, wow. Yeah, squatter moving, kicked Dustin Mom out. So we got to investigate the squatter. We met Janie. That was a good time. Oh yeah, Tabitha and her were discussing something in the back. Still not entirely sure what that's about. Oh yeah, we met this dude who is God, what's his name? Duke's son. That's right. Rest in peace, Duke. Went to a quiet, small, unoccupied house with Tabitha, where I guess she goes to get away from it all. We met the dog mayor. Who turned out to be an asshole. We met Mr. Creepy Religious Dude. Pastor Daniel. Like, I don't know if he's actually creepy, but man, he gives off some vibes. We hung out with Reese. It looks like he was painting Wayne back there. Wish we could have asked him a little more about that. Then we got to have the most awkward, uncomfortable, accusatory dinner in the world. Then we got ghost hunt with this tall drink of water. And that tall drink of water. We had the gang all here. I got an achievement for having the maximum amount of people available for this ghost hunt, which was pretty sweet. The hatch. And then the oddities with the possessed people, except this time Tabitha was with me, seeing everything I was seeing. And then Tabitha makes the sacrifice. And there we are. So that's the catch-up. It's time to wake up. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seemed so far away, you can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. So the first time I did this, I made the sacrifice and I wound up having like glaucoma eyes for the entire rest of the game. The second time I didn't, and I don't remember exactly how, but the family suffered as a... they weren't able to go back to their house. It wasn't cleansed. It was a bad... it was like a no-win situation. And I'm not saying that Tabitha taking the brunt of this is a win, but but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Kanika, still trying to wrap my head around what Tabitha did last night. I haven't been able to get a hold of Stella today. Have you heard from her? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. We don't call people. Let's text. Who calls people anymore? Let's see. Just kind of worried about you. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Yeah, everyone did have a rough night. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't love that she's out there somewhere by herself, considering all the shit that's been going on. Yeah. We should look for her, right? Come to town. We should stick together. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Let's take a shower. Always start the day with a shower. All right. Well, good night, Jumana. Thanks for popping in. And once again, thank you for all your guidance with this. That was a really interesting outcome last time. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. It feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, you... Yeah, think about the door to the clinic. That's a whole thing. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. Yeah, I guess you're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Let's check the closet. That doll, I think, has moved. Yep. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Visit Dustin! Best part of the day. You open the drawers. They both have a bread now. Human is back! Maybe you changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would never! The little faces, I want to give them scritchers. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push come to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spent too much time outside. Different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. I guess the squatter's still there? Tried to reclaim Glass House last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin House forever. Human big and strong too, probably more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight, give Dustin Mom Glass House back? Given your track record the past couple of days, getting the chance to fight something physical and real sounds like an excellent change of pace. Assuming, of course, that Dustin's Mom Squatter is physical and real. Ooh, good point. A fight? I'm in. Yeah, tell me about him. I want to know what I'm up against. Squatter have big, sharp things on head, nasty attitude, fast like bug, but big like monster. Dustin shivers at Dustin Mom's description. Mom, brave. Human, be careful, but Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to Human. Dustin, too. I should get going. Okay. I love them. It's time to face your cousin. In the light of day, she looks even more physically worn than she did last night. Her blonde hair is streaked with white, and fresh creases line her features, accentuating her frown. They're striking, this week of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. But if history is anything to go off here, it almost doesn't matter how strong the strike seems. This is Tabitha's battle to lose. There isn't a union in Scarlet Hollow, which means a proper strike isn't even legal. Your cousin can do pretty much whatever she wants. She could fire everyone and wait them out, for instance, or pick and choose her targets. Like she told you yesterday, she owns most of the houses in town after all. There's a lot of ways she can apply pressure to resolve a strike. Let's talk about it. After everything you've done, yeah, I can't believe it. I'm glad at least one person in this godforsaken town is on my side. I appreciate it, really. Do you know what they... Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't seen the list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Yeah. Let's cool it on the whole last night thing. Have you heard? Yeah, she probably wouldn't care. Yeah, I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. Yeah, hijinks. That's a way to talk. Hijinks. Indeed. But let me know if you get into trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Let's talk to Frau. You walk over to the cat. Oh, yeah. Do you know anything about the stone carvings? I am not here to be your commandant, detective. Je suis chassé. I'm here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. Let's not even broach the subject of the possums in the drawer. That seems like a bad idea. Nod respectfully. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. I will pet you someday. Leave the cat be. The cat wants its independence. We are going to grant it its independence. Let's investigate the garden. We're going to ingratiate ourselves with the possums. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. We have raspberry vines on the one side of our house, and goddamn, they are sharp little bastards. The glass house, one could say. You step toward the door. I saw a goat. It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. How did okay, the question isn't necessarily. It would be ordinarily. But the question would be, how did a goat get in there? But it's superseded by a further question. How did a goat get locked in there? Break the lock. Well, you know what? Let's... Ooh. Oh, God. I hope this isn't like an exclusive... I want to break the lock and try to talk to it. Shit. Break the lock. You find a suitable rock and bash it open. This may have been a bad idea. Goat! Oh, you're so cute! A warm barnyard smell floods your senses as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back up at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. Nah, don't force... What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats, too. Did that human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what? Fur? No, not brown fur. Yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. Alright, blonde hair. It was Tabitha. But why? Why keep a goat in the greenhouse? Let's not untie it. Well, shit. Tabitha put it here, locked it inside, but it's also fucking with the possum's life. Yeah, where did you come from? Farm. Used to live with other guys like me. Kind of miss them, but not that much. Don't kind of share anymore. Untie the goat? Hey, what do you think you're doing? That's my rope. Put it back. I'm going to do a save. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm saving. You're free! Go! Who said I want to leave? These are some sweet digs. I ain't giving them up for nothing, you hear me? Well, it would be nice for Dustin Mom to have the greenhouse again, but, I mean, she's safe and warm. I wish there was an option to, like, yeah, hey, can you make peace with the possums? Can you at least share with them? They don't eat much. Alright. Retie the goat. Fuck. Thank you. I bet you wouldn't like it if someone went into your house and messed with your things, now would you? I guess I'll leave it to you. You do your best to close the door behind you, but without the lock, it remains loosely ajar. You head back to the estate. You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Let's just head to town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. Do we have ditchlings around? Yep, we certainly do. Hi. Hi. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. Oh! Oh! To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path toward you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. And I hope Tabitha got some rest too. How is she today? Yeah, neither of us should have taken on that kind of burden. At least it wasn't you. That would have been extra unfair. From what Winnie's told me, you and your mom were totally cut out of the family. And meanwhile, Tabitha owns, well, basically the whole town. But I agree. That old guy really needed to learn how to let stuff go. Revenge is always unsatisfying. He could have been at peace anytime he wanted, but instead he let himself marinate in anger for like decades. That's a lot of time wasted that he could have spent chilling in the afterlife. Avery knows what's up. That's right. Ooh, flirt! Coming up to see me? That's sweet. What can I say? I'm someone who knows what I want. Oh! I would have walked up here at the crack of dawn, but I figured I should let you sleep at least a little longer. Though not too much longer. I had to make sure you didn't go running off into trouble, not without me. Yeah, there's ditchlings everywhere. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. They're kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them with their scrunched up little Sharpay faces. Oh, they're so cute. So, should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but, like, are they dangerous? They're not going to eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? Just hit them with a stick or something. Yeah, not eating. Just Yeah, you'd be hatching some eggs. An incubator so they don't eat people? That's not so bad. I could I could handle a couple eggs under my skin. Alright, Avery, you do you. Yeah, they didn't make it out. But they didn't have modern medicine on this side. I'm sure I could figure. Avery, you're a strange duck. Maybe I'd even be able to let things hatch instead of having them removed. It'd be sad to kill the baby. What even is this conversation? What? You don't agree? That's fine, to each their own. But I'm the kind of person who wouldn't mind giving a couple of weird little creatures a foreign place to pupate if I had to spare. And if they don't kill me. Okay. How you doing today? Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Hamperbutt, you made it, and you picked up an Avery along the way. Yeah, Avery, tell her about the eggs. Hope you're both doing okay, like emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Hamperbutt. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting that I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Wait, Stella's missing? Why am I not surprised Hamperbutt didn't already tell you? What? Oh, yeah, still. Neither of us has been able to get a hold of her since last night. Oh shit, I hope she's okay. Yeah, you've been, like, unnecessarily catty about the whole Tabitha thing, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I care more about finding Stella than I do about the ongoing feud between me and your cousin, and I'm not going to go out there all alone, because the last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone else who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on. That's a good idea. Besides, after last night, what your cousin did went against everything I thought I knew about her. Ooh, she's coming around. It's definitely making me question if I actually know the real Tabitha, or if I've just been tricked into buying some front she puts up to seem intimidating. I don't like how much I've been forced to question my perception of reality lately. This sucks. Sometimes questioning our perception of reality is a necessary endeavor. It's good to take stock of the world around us every once in a while, you know? People shouldn't be judged by their families anyway. Whatever people may think of your cousin, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah, I'm supposed to see your mom. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told us all last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt she actually could. Your mom's always had a bit of a Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole New Age mystic thing. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. You know what? Stop making fun of the New Age mystic thing anyway. Everybody's living their life and doing the best they can, carving out a little slice of happiness wherever they can find it. And spirituality is an individual choice. That doesn't necessarily mean that we should be putting people to shame for it unless they proselytize to us and cross our own personal boundaries. But it doesn't sound like that she has. So there you go. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we found Stella. Alright, Stella it is. Yeah, let's not dawdle. We dawdled enough. No more dawdling. Let's go from dawdling to finding. Oh yeah, we should check in on... Oscar might have some knowledge. Might have some knowledge and might not have a shirt. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings that someplace that was that haunted. Your mom says it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? I still think she's holding something back. But how would she know that? Magic, probably, but there's only one way to find out. Let's go! Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. You can't help but overhear the murmurings of intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. Oh, we are definitely stepping in with the whole dog politic thing, because that is a delight. You start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? Dog stuff. You wouldn't understand. A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy. It sounds like you've all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things ain't sorted until this town is safe. Now we may get the beginnings of a militia together, but there's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside till it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy, I hear you, but the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has a thing to worry about. The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy. Good doggies! Oh! The Chihuahua isn't having it, though. All the other dogs, they love being called good doggies. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes, I am a rather good boy, aren't... Not you! You call me good dog? Daisy, good dog? Daisy's tail wags excitedly before she regains her composure. Speaking to animals is the best trait to have in this game. It just, like, hands down, no contest, not even close. Nobody should play this game without the talking to animals trait. Oh, sorry. I just love to hear it. So you're this Scraps I've heard so much about. The one and only. This here is Daisy, and we got a few other concerned local with us as well. Just making sure the cats and dogs of the holler are well cared for considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. Oh. They're exaggerating, of course. What I've heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, it's nothing the humans of this town can't handle. It's no secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors, and it's just like them to jump at the first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office. Nobody's trying to run you out of anything. We're just trying to keep the critters of the town safe. How very noble of you, but that's exactly the line you'd feed the voters if you were trying to get rid of me. Ooh, there we go. Anybody smelled Gretchen? Is she missing? Oh dear. Scraps, you don't think. Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. A dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? This is the cost of inaction. Gretchen is a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and do something? If you wait until you're the last dog left in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. But what do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about economy? This is our beach community. Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around see what the humans say? Budget. Fiscal. Of course I know what economy is. I know all about economy. Oh, good, because I've never understood the look of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was a made-up word. They yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia, not in front of the speaker. I thought so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here, and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Yeah, can you lend a paw? We'll do our best. We didn't intend to make any more trips out in the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She's a well-liked dog in these parts, been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me so. I'm nothing special, just another dog. Oh, humble too. All the more reason to go after her before it's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog other dogs listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy. I'm well aware. You think you're so high and mighty, don't you, just because you can sit and stay the best, as if obedience is the best quality in a leader. Yeah, listen to Daisy and Scraps, Mr. Mayor. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog years, Jimmy. If you're not going to help, the least you can do is not blow smoke up the speaker's ass. I suppose you were right, Daisy. This is just a waste of time, but I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rally the others. This town won't save itself. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you. They quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you in the lobby. I took a peek in there. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Does this sort of thing happen a lot with Hamper Butt? Yeah, it takes some getting used to. After last night, it'd take a whole lot more than Hamper Butt having a conversation with a gang of dogs to faze me. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what? Steal books? I mean, they could, right? I mean, not saying anyone would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other. A lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. You make your way back toward the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. This hallway really takes me back. It feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Please, come on in. Hi, Oscar. Ah, the gang's all here. Oh, and Dr. Kelly, too. You're doing really great, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being so brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5, but you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with their whole lives, and here you are taking it like a champ. Dr. Kelly's kind demeanor vanishes as she turns and glares at you. God damn, lady. Oh, I see we have visitors. Yeah, let's not talk to the dog. How you doing? Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping, so it's not so bad now. Plus, I got to lie down in an actual bed last night, and you have no idea how good that felt. Thanks, Hamper Butt. I can't believe you got any sleep last night after all that ghost stuff. I just sat on the couch with all the lights on. I don't think I slept at all. I really needed some rest after, the hospital and my foot. Your body is desperately trying to get you to rest. After all that activity yesterday was pretty brutal. After all, I'm reading words that aren't there. All that activity yesterday was pretty brutal on your injury. It's never going to stop hurting if you keep pushing yourself. So, what are you not going to do today? Fuck all. Anything? That's right. You're staying right here. No walking around, no investigating haunted houses. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have no need for anyone to step in and take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence, if you ask me. But give it time, then you can do all the activities you want. All right, Rosalina? Yeah, anybody seen Stella? That's kind of why we're here. Not since dinner. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? No clue. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Right? Stella was practically banging down your door to try and get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. That's what Rosalina's always saying. I suppose I do apologize more than I should. I'm sorry. I do that so often. I apologize too much. I'm sorry. All right. You're going to start poisoning her now, too? Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right road to go down, but it feels like the most... If I didn't know about the whole Reese situation, this seems like an avenue that I should be exploring. There was one in the mines the other night, too. Both of them had some sort of pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Now, have you ever noticed anything weird, Dr. Kelly? No, it's just an old building. It has a lot of history. That doesn't mean it's haunted or that anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feelings might suggest, the clinic is safe. Is it, though? But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's like anything like what happened to us last night, none of you have to concern yourself with my son's health. I know how to take care of him, even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about. Let's remain silent. So, you've got your meds, you've got your nest of pillows, a helpful friend by your side, and a cat to keep you company. Seems like you're all set. Make sure you do a whole lot of nothing today. I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for coming down to see us, Joan. Not a problem. I'd much rather she stay put than have to get in and out of cars. I'll call later today to see how things are going. Hope the rest of the week is less eventful for the both of you. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? Don't worry, Doc. I keep her warm. I'm helping. Oh, Pixel. Dr. Kelly's features harden once again as she steps toward the door. And then she pushes past you to leave Oscar's house. We'll let you kids have some space. Alexis, why don't you figure out a restful activity for you and Rosalina? Will do, Mr. Gutierrez. I brought some video games and puzzles around my house and some movies, too. Whatever you want to do, Rosalina. Oscar ushers you down back to the library. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, everything's fine, or at least much better than yesterday. I can't thank you all enough. I'd like to be as helpful as I can from here on out. Now that our little situation is dealt with, I'll finally have time to dig into the town archives. Our house was haunted because someone was murdered there. The mine collapse the other night was at the site of a mass grave. With enough research, maybe we'll be able to get a step ahead of the next crisis. Maybe we can actually preempt it. That is, assuming there's going to be a next crisis. But something tells me we aren't in the clear yet. We should compare notes. Not that I have anything to start with, but if you know anything that might narrow down my research, it could save me a lot of time. I don't think we actually know much more than you, but I got some hunches. I can't help but feel like there must have been some inciting event since everything started getting weird seemingly overnight. What that inciting event was or where to start looking for, I have no idea, but it's something to keep in mind. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Hamperbutt... Hey! Hey! You're not wrong. Hey! I don't like where this is going. If there's a catalyst for all this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Hamperbutt getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Yeah! Perlane died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time they arrived. Not to mention I started seeing things in our house before Perlane passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. If there's a root cause for all this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. Those carvings are important. I just got to assume. To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but who? And there was one in the mines, and if you're right, there's one in the clinic. Maybe that's what I should be focusing on right now. How many of those things are there? It's a good question. If we're lucky, maybe just those 3, but I'd rather not count on it. Why don't we go down to the basement to take a closer look at the seal that's there? The ghost isn't around anymore, so there's no harm in it, right? I personally would rather not go back into that creepy basement, but that thing has to be the most solid lead we have at this point, right? Not a chance. I know the ghost is gone for good, but that thing is evil, and if there's even the slightest chance of going back down there triggers something, it's not worth disturbing. Kinda with you on that one, Oscar. At least not until we know more. But what if this is our only chance? No, my daughter's safety comes first right now. We finally have our house back, and I'm not taking any risks until we know what we're dealing with. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Kelly's hiding something. I don't think we need to go around. No, Hamperbud is definitely right. I know that it's probably not great to hear since Rosalina really needs her right now, but something is up with Dr. Kelly. I'm worried about Reese. She seemed pretty normal in there, even if she was a little terse with you two. She was pretty nice to Rosalina, I'd say. Yeah, she likes sick people and kids who are easy to control. I request we drop this line of thinking. We don't need to turn on each other based on pure speculation. Besides, she took me at my word about everything that happened last night. That has to count for something, right? Yeah, make sure Pixel stays inside. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden object came out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wild? Don't get them started on the eggs. Oh my god. I don't want to get friendly with them or anything. I just think they're kind of interesting. To each their own. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rosalina would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. Yeah, we need to find Stella. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Let's go to her house. Oh, have you not? Yeah, I probably should have. I was too nervous to go anywhere by myself this morning in case I ran into any other horrors from beyond the veil, so no. And I'm going to feel real silly if she's just asleep in bed. It's a good point. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. Your protective instincts set in and the muscles in your arms tighten, your shoulders straightening. If danger looks ahead, you're ready for it. She's dead. Stella died. It's all my fault. Well, let's just enter the house. You step past the threshold and into Stella's house. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything unless it happened in another room. Or maybe something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget you said that and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. Investigate the kitchen. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Looks normal to me. I don't know, it's a little messy. Don't judge. Let's not be doing... Oh my god. Oh my god. The painting of Gretchen. Love it. If it was a little messy, I don't know what you would call my room. I wasn't judging. I mean, you kind of were. Little bit. Unprompted observations, vocally expressed. It's a little judgy. Little bit. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This is a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Well, that's a good point. Though maybe that's just because I've only I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe there's just a rare peek behind the curtain at the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Yeah, I mean, kinda, but it's understandable after everything that's happened. Yeah, let's just check. Maybe she's asleep. Let's just check the room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here, though it's a little untidy. It's this usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. Aw, poor Stella. There aren't any signs of violence. I better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't going to say anything. No, let's not check her computer. Yeah, I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. Darn right! Everybody could use more houseplants. I love the fact that I've adorned my studio here with plants. It has made things so much better. Aw, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay, I don't think we're going to find much else here. Let's move on. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. We're going to the cops. I know they probably won't actually do anything, but we should see if we can get them to start looking for her before we actually go anywhere else. Yeah, I think maybe your mom knows something. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. Which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it! The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing, and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Hamperbot about. Jeez, Duolingo. It's not even 6 o'clock and you're reminding me for my lesson today. Jeez. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to them. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Hamperbutt. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. And I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Hamperbutt and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Ah, you're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Getting a little catty, Avery. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask, are you a witch? Oh, by the by, as flattered as I am that you think I'm magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Yeah, it's the unusual hobbies portion that's kind of, I'm zeroing in on here. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Hamperbutt. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Shall we? Sybil motions toward the tea room. We shall. Please, have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. It's castor bean, an incredibly toxic plant, and strange for a tea maker to keep around in her workspace. Wasn't that what Reese? Castor bean? That sounds familiar. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Some of the plants in here are toxic. They seem like odd things to keep in a tea room. Castor bean and the oleander in the corner behind me, they can produce ricin and rat poison respectively. It just seems like strange plants for a person who makes presumably edible teas to have them lying around in the open. Aren't you sharp? I'm an appreciator of plants regardless of whether they can be used in tea. Oleander's blooms are beautiful, and castor bean has such massive leaves. You have to admit, it makes for an impressive plant. And they're both perfectly harmless so long as nobody goes munching on them. I keep these separate from the garden out back for just that reason, so no one confuses them for something edible. Sip your tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. So how did you wind up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in the hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it, unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Perlane was a lot like her great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so our family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Yeah, why were Perlane and my mom raised by Edwardine? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about Grammy? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. Yeah. I feel like I know a lot about the women. What about the men? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. Darn. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once her grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. What happened with my mom when she found out I was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it is about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empties save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with a definite urgency. It's fair to assume this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. That cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser, and I try to talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. It would break my heart if he's the traitor. No! 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 I got an achievement. No! That's the worst achievement ever. I don't know. What is... Oh, God. No! Friendship ended with Dresser Rat. Oh, what have I done? I said it would break my heart. Oh, no. What can I... Oh, no. Load. Auto. Shit. Okay. I cannot have my friendship ended with the Dresser Rat. I can't have that achievement on my conscience. I just can't do it. Holy God, that was close. Okay. Whew. Okay. Avery, it doesn't seem like it would... Seems like the whole Reese, Dr. Kelly thing is a contained, isolated whatever. It doesn't seem like they have like the grand overall scoping anything. Confusing her daughter seems like a bad idea. Oscar, no. Stella, maybe. I hope not. Probably not. Wayne... I don't want to be turning Tabitha into an enemy. I'll do Wayne. He follows me wherever I go. It's almost like he's literally lurking in plain sight. That may be the case, but tea leaves tend to lean more into the symbolic side of things. Well, I know. It says it's a cat, and I'm accusing a mysterious nether person from the wings of reality. I personally have a hard time believing that Wayne is the cat. You shouldn't trust a word out of that man's mouth, but the cat implies a certain level of two-facedness that I don't think he possesses. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Don't you think you might be able to find another? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden at the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. Unless that's what the adversary wants me to do. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Yeah, why don't you come with? I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be, struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from all the crouching. Thanks. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table, and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce. and merely being ready for it might not be enough. I'm wondering if it's Avery. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Let's check in on Kaniques. Knock. Mom, I don't really need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. Nah, not your mom. Oh, Hamper Butt, what's up? So we can spend a little more time. I'm going to flirt with fucking everyone. Sorry, Hamper Butt. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse tomorrow. It looks like you're on your own. Really want to find Stella. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you toward whatever emits this compulsive frequency. It wouldn't be hard to jump on the terrace from the hill next to the house.